Hey, it's Miss P. Today I'm going to be reviewing Simplicity Amazing Fit pattern number 1586. This is a pattern for this dress, and it has princess seams. It is varying length. It has an option for a round or V-neck, and I chose a V-neck. The alterations that I needed to make to this pattern were very minimal because Amazing Fit gives you a lot of room to make your pattern choices as you go. I did make the V-neck with no sleeves. I did that so that I can wear my suit jacket or whatever jacket I choose over it. And just in case you were wondering, I am a vintage hat collector. I just recently got rid of a few hats in my effort to minimize, but this is one of my favorites. I believe this is I feel like it's 1940s. Don't hold me to that. At any rate, I thought it'd be cute to put it on with this dress. So yeah, the other alteration that I made was I added pockets to this particular dress just because pockets are awesome and I needed to have some extra little storage, have my phone on me so I don't have to carry my purse. As far as the pros of this pattern, Amazing Fit patterns allow for a lot of flexibility as far as your size goes. You add 1 inch seam allowance, which is kind of crazy if you think about it, but you can always minimize or maximize or do whatever you need to do with that. If you're a little bigger in some areas. They also have cups A through double D, and they also have slim, average, and curvy fits. So between that and the extra seam allowance, you really have the opportunity to make it go in and out as you need it to, or to accommodate those areas that are more generous than others. The cons of this pattern would be, there really weren't any cons. I mean, it was simple to make. Oh, I did make one more alterations I almost forgot to tell you about. You see here, this blue, I decided to go for blue instead of black. I did seam binding instead of doing the facings for the sleeves and the V-neck, just because I did want that little pop of blue to make it a little bit more modern. I also kind of lazy, I do like the colors when you're adding, your seam binding as opposed to, or bias tape as opposed to adding facings. And also they don't flop out. Like sometimes my facings flop out if I don't pin them, and then I don't like the way the pinning looks. I thought that this was just an easier option. The other alteration that I made was that I didn't put a zipper in. This is just a slip-on dress. I figured, with the V-neck, there was no real reason for me to go through the complications of adding a zipper. To me, I never like to zip them up, and I never like to use the zipper. And so any dress that I can make that doesn't have to have it, then that's the dress I'm going to make. I'm going to always try and opt for that. There's very few fits that, I can't get into without a zipper that I'll actually make. And sometimes I'll even alter the pattern so that I don't have to. So yeah, this is going to be a pretty quick one. I mean, if you look at the pictures, you'll see that the fit is kind of great. I didn't use the whole 1 inch seam allowance. I cut it on the largest size, which was 28. With the 28 in the original fit, it was way too big. So there were some alterations I needed to make. Also, when I first cut it, I didn't believe it about the 1 inch. So I think I made it to like, I think 5/8. I think I used a 5/8 seam allowance, which gave me way too much room inside the garment once it was done. So I cut it down to the 1 inch seam allowance. On the sides, I think it was. I can't remember. The pattern will tell you. And I used the curvy piece, the double D, for the breast, and I used the curvy for the hips. If I were to make this again, because my body's a little different, and because I now trust the Amazing Fit patterns, I would probably make a size 26 or a 24 and I'd use the same curvy measurements. That's if I really wanted it snatched. Like that would mean it was really tight around the waist and generous in the hips and stuff, because it's a spacious dress. If I was going to do something a little more formal, I'd probably go down a size or two and respect that seam allowance. So yeah, so that's it. If you have any questions or you would like to know anything about how I did this pattern or any of my experiences, maybe I left something out, or if you've done this pattern, please let me know down in the comments and tell me what your experiences were, because I learn with you. I am brand new to this, and this is a journey that I'm taking along with those who are watching. So, you know, if you have done this pattern, please share your thoughts on it, or any of the amazing fit patterns. I'm like, am I the only one who knows this, or are the designs just dated and I'm old? So that could be the case too. As you see, I do like vintage items. So yeah, so please like and subscribe, and let me know what you'd like to see. If there are any patterns you'd like me to try and review that you think might fit my style, let me know. And yeah, so thanks for sharing this time with me.